Justin Ross with Auschland Products. We're back here again at the Work Truck Show. With me is Johansson. Today we've been taking a look at some of the vehicles on display. It has taken us quite a while to locate a diesel-powered vehicle. At the end of last session, Joe, we posed the question, has diesel finally kicked the bucket? In looking at some of the displays here today, any new take on that?
That's an interesting but very valid question, Justin. Is diesel dead? And I'll tell you, it's not. And if you talk to Cummins, you will get the answer that they are spending more on R&D than they ever have before on diesels. So diesel is certainly not dead. It's going to be around for quite a while. This truck here, for example, is a Packard diesel, and it certainly is around in many of these trucks. But in a decarbonized world, we'll have to find out what happens in the long term.
You mentioned Cummins, Joe, and indeed a decarbonized world. Perhaps we should take a look at session 3 and what that means for component suppliers like Auschland.
Decarbonization session 3. Is the diesel dead? This is a great question. What's the future of diesel? With millions and millions of cars and trucks on the road today with diesels, is the engine dead? Is there going to be future development? Let's see what we can find out. Here's an article that appeared in a magazine last year about trucking in California. Big change for big rigs. California unveils mandate to phase out diesel trucks. In another worldwide first, California's proposal would require new trucks to be zero emissions in 2040. Large companies would gradually convert fleets. Truckers worry about the cost and practicality of electric trucks. What is going to happen? Let's see. Cummins, of course, is the major developer of diesel engines and has been for many, many years. What do they think? Where are they going? Here's an article that appeared on August 16th of last year in the Global Power Technology magazine. Diesel is not dead. It's part of a path forward. Diesel's not dead, says an emphatic Mike Fowler, Director and General Manager of On-Highway Business for Cummins Asia Pacific. In fact, Cummins is spending more today on diesel engine R&D than at any other time in its 100-year history. And here is the unveiling of their fuel-agnostic internal combustion engine. This appeared on February 14th of last year. Heavy-duty hydrogen, biogas, and advanced diesel engines to align with Euro 7. This is the idea of having a standard engine block with various fuel injection systems which could be utilized with that engine block. So it will be able to use diesel, natural gas, and hydrogen, making hydrogen then for the decarbonized version of this engine. What about Navistar? Well, Navistar is now part of the Traton Group, which is Navistar, Scania, MAN, and VW. And they have just launched their new S13 engine, which Navistar says it will be its best and last internal combustion powertrain. It has an engine, powertrain, transmission, and is very efficient as a system, up to a 15% boost in efficiency. What about Kohler? Kohler is a major developer and producer of industrial engines. What do they say? They see that there is a resurgence in internal combustion engine development, thanks to innovations that are improving efficiency and reducing emissions. To that end, Kohler has doubled down on improving the sustainability of ICE powertrains with the goal of decarbonizing the usage for all applications. In this end, Kohler has unveiled a new range of small diesel engines for mobile and stationary applications. The Kohler small displacement KSD engines will be available globally in naturally aspirated, turbocharged, and turbocharged charged air cool versions. So, the question really remains to be answered, but I think I have answered it somewhat. Has a diesel internal combustion engine really kicked the bucket? Not by a long shot. Engines are being developed today. engines are being sold today, there is certainly a future for diesels, but in parallel to the development of battery electric and hydrogen engines, which we will see in the not so distant future.
Joe, a lot of great commentary and content in session 3. You focus a lot on Cummins and this push towards being a fuel agnostic company. Perhaps you could elaborate a little more on that. Is that a good idea?
Well, it certainly hits every box if you think about it, because the fuel agnostic engine is certainly can be used for diesel, can be used for natural gas and for hydrogen. Now they burn hydrogen directly in the engine. Of course, there are other solutions as well. There's fuel cells where you can use hydrogen, and so it's opening up a whole plethora of different fuels and different solutions for this decarbonized world that we're in.
And with that, a lot of new challenges for component suppliers, very much like Johansson, new challenges, particularly in the development space. What will components look like for those vehicles or those powertrains?
Exactly. When you think about it, internal combustion engines will continue to use specific parts, and fuel cells and battery electric vehicles, many of the same parts really, but there's a whole new open area that's coming for all suppliers of parts.
Great.